Hello, Helio Souza again, America Trust Funding. Thanks for joining me in our Friday's video. I'm going to give a continuation of do's and don'ts, but today is going to be my last video about do's and don'ts. And I hope I can give you an overall picture of the do's and don'ts when you come to a mortgage, to obtain a mortgage loan. Let's start first with the do's first. Do's. When you are on the market to buy your first house or to refinance, to buy investment property, whatever the case is, you're probably going to seek for a real estate agent to see if that's the case to buy a house, or you're going to call various company if in the case of a refinance. But the number one do, when you call anybody, you call a loan officer or call a bank, the number one that you have to be very careful, and then you have to request whoever you talk to an MLS. So if you talk to a professional at the bank, either state or federal charter, or even a credit union, a mortgage lender, a mortgage broker, make sure that the individual that you speak, that you talk to about interest rates, negotiate rates, he is a licensed individual. An MLS. So nationwide, multi-state licensing system. So make sure that he has that number handy, and you can do your lookup real quick. Make sure that you're talking to a professional that is licensed to talk about interest rate. That's number one. Number two, you complete a loan application thoroughly. Make sure that everything is completed, disclosed everything, even things that you judge not to be necessary. Maybe it's not for you, but for the professional it is. Make sure you design your whole financial obligation, put in a paper, everything to that person. Disclose every single owned property, even if it's a lot loan or a land, tell them. Disclose all debts, including the private ones, especially child support and or alimony, or both together. So you have to disclose that. So the do's, the transparency from the consumer, it's very important, because it's going to help us to put it to you, to the program that's going to speed up the settlement. So make sure you do that. These do's are very, very important, because it's the soul of your loan. Once a loan officer, they can complete what we call a 1003, 1003, it's called loan application. When it's done properly, your loan approval, it's very, very, very easy, because we are seeing you in the paper. It's different when a person interview you, he has to put that in the paper to send it to an underwriter, either for a bank or a mortgage broker or whatever it is. So the underwriter is not interviewing you verbally, he's seeing you in the paper. So transparency, it's very, very important. So those are the most important ones, the do's, okay? The don'ts, we talk about it, don't co-sign it, don't buy anything, do not move money around your account, special cash money. If you have the greens, don't just put a cash in your account, because Anti-Laundering Act could be a problem and your loan can get issues. So just briefly, I hope that it helps you to finish it up with these do's and don'ts. And last week we talked about the forbearance. Again, we're still doing about the forbearance thing. I think that as we go into May and June, the banks is gonna come up with other solution, what to do once the forbearance is done. I don't have a lot on that, but as I learn, as the government, as the bank, place those new guidelines after the forbearance, I'll be very happy to, publish, and so you know what to do. When it comes to rates, what has, going on? As I talked in videos before, remember, the 10-year Treasury bond is not the main dictator of the rate, because there's so many ingredients in there, right? And then we see the bond market today, it's even, favorable, but the rates is still, is not much movement, and that's not much liquidity. What that means to you as a consumer, if there's no liquidity, that's a lot of people ask, oh, I want a no closing cost loan. No closing cost loan usually generates a little higher rate, so we can take that spread on a little higher coupon to cover the closing cost for you. Sometimes it's minimum, nowadays is you still have anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 in closing costs, standard closing costs in any type of loan, depending on the loan size. But how can we cover that? We only cover that when we have enough spread on an interest rate coupon that generate what we call lender's credit. And that's what it is. But because of the lack of liquidity, we can't sell you that little higher coupon, higher rate to cover the cost. But, closing costs usually can be placed into the loan if you have the room between the appraisal value, estimated appraisal value, and the loan amount. If not, then you have to come out of the pocket. But rates, it is what it is. We've done that so many times. We have to, adjust ourselves with what's going on with the COVID. And this whole thing is going to pass, and roughly the coupon will generate enough spread so the banks, the loan officers, the bank, credit unions, and whatever, they can issue that spread coupon. But it was a very favorable week. We did have some improvements on the rate, very little. We did not have as many loan applications as we had in the weeks before. This is also creates a little appetite for the investors, mortgage-backed securities, to keep that pace going on. The higher or the volume is, remember, we talk about that, what dictates the rate. The volume, laws and supply and demand, the more you have people looking for a loan, the less the banks is going to be favorable on the rate. Less application means, well, we have money, but we don't have anybody to, lend this money. So we lower the rate, create an appetite, people can come back. So it's that game, laws and supply and demand, always remember that. But American Trust Funding is here. I'm here, my staff is here. We have fantastic certified loan officers, licensed loan officers, have in-house processing. Everybody is very, very knowledgeable, professional. We are breaking records after records because our margin, our profit, it's minimum to keep us afloat, especially on this. So rates is still, and government rates, I always repeat that, still under 3%. We're still selling 2.75 for VA, FHA. We're still selling low threes for conventional. Our jumbo loan can go to $3 million. We're still selling at 3.375. And these rates, it's a very, very low cost. So if you'd like to know a little bit more, the do's and don'ts, the forbearance, the interest rate, the loan process, give me a call. Elio Souza again. It's a great pleasure to talk to you on Fridays. I look forward to next Friday. Keep safe. I'm sure we're gonna go through this and we're gonna go safe. We're gonna be healthy again, and spring market is here. Hope everybody had enjoyed the week. Have a lovely weekend. Look next week. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye-bye.